Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning, and welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we hit the heart of this show today on fishing and the Bassmaster Classic, and it's going to be coming up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This show is... I get fired up about a lot of shows. I mean, I really like our Christmas show because Buck Gardner plays Jingle Bells on his duck call, and I really like my turkey show, and this year's going to come up in coming up in mid March with all the big names and everything. But I get excited about the pre-Bassmaster Classic
because
show.
It means insulated coveralls, de-icer, and
no.
Okay, good.
We're about a week away. From the Super Bowl of bass fishing.
That's right. We just got through with other things, but and we've got a guy on has experienced it, right, Ron?
Yes, we do.
I mean, when you got that autograph of this young man on the stage, and we gave it away as a prize. We didn't have enough lines in the studio.
No,
can we get 2 extra lines when we get Casey Ashley on the show?
Absolutely. And thanks for coming on, Casey. The defending world champion of the Bassmaster Classic. Casey, I guess you're on your way to Tulsa, aren't you?
I am. I'm headed that way.
What is it looking like for you? It looks like we're going to have warm weather, warm mid-60s for the tournament.
That's
that
better.
Set up for you better than frozen boats and everything else on your home.
It's definitely going to be better than ice. I can tell you that. I wanted cold weather when I was here at Hartwell, but with the warmer weather, it's going to kind of even the playing field a little bit. So, I think it's going to be a good classic. I looked at the weather, and it's going to be a little bit cooler for a few days before, but pretty well going to hang around the 60s there come tournament time, and I think it's gonna be a slugfest.
When you talk about a slugfest,
oh yeah, I like slugfest.
What are you thinking it's going to take to win it? 4 years ago when it was at Tulsa, the weights were down pretty good because
it was snowing
the day,
it was
the day
snowing
before it ever started. But winning weights, you think 85 pounds, 80 pounds is going to get you there?
No, it won't take that much. If we were on Falcon, maybe it would take that much. But
this 3 days.
The reason that you say the weights are down, but when it's cold like that, like it was the last time, you're either on them, and the guys that are on them are going to catch them good.
Yeah.
But it's hard to go around and catch fish. With this little warm trend that we're going to have for this year's Classic, everybody's going to catch them. So there's going to be a lot of 16, 17-pound bags is what I look for. And, ounces are going to play a role big time in this tournament.
Well, let me ask you. Now, I know this. Ron, you're going to ask the technical questions. You know that. Casey, he knows this. He's been on this show before. I'm going to, at least when you head to the Classic this year, you're going due west, right?
Yes, due west.
Well, isn't that your favorite?
Due west from due west.
There you go. I wanted him to say it. The guy's from due west, he's going due west. That's why I think it's going to be a great tournament for you. And to thank Casey, now think this now, Casey, 14 years ago, you graduated from high school, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And now you're a Classic champion, and you're going back and defending your title and things like that. Does this still kind of blow your mind, what's happened here?
It does. The thing about fishing is you never see the same thing twice, and you always have to learn. And the past few years, I've had to learn more about the non-fishing stuff part of the business than I have, the fishing part. So, it's a never-ending learning experience.
Well, Casey, one of the things that I think helps keep you in line also and kind of help manage your time is your significant other, Kenzie Hartman. And I understand you got her with you right now as you're traveling west.
Yes, we are going back to her hometown. She said, you won in your hometown last year, so you have to win in my hometown.
Is that right?
Well, I didn't know. So she is from the Tulsa area? Is that right?
She's from Tulsa, Broken Arrow.
From Broken Arrow, okay. Well, I went to college at the University of Arkansas in my younger days. That's close, and we did most of our bad things in Tulsa. I have to admit that. I mean, there's a lot. You can tell her that, but I know that they love their fishing in Tulsa. You're going to break all the records. It can't be better than what it was last year, but defending the title, Casey, it's a tough thing to do, isn't it?
It is a tough thing, and it's very tough when it's not even on the same lake.
Yes. Yeah.
Grand and Hartwell are two totally different places. They don't even look the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think the fish really act the same. I went out before Christmas and kind of looked it over a little bit, and it was just it's just different, And
bass look different there. What do they? I mean, they all got the same looks, don't they?
Yeah, now they still eat the same now.
They still
like the same stuff.
Yeah.
I think this warming trend is really going to help.
Well, have you got you a song yet?
Say what now?
Have you got your music ready for this, and you ready to roll?
Oh yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready for anything. I never know what kind of song's going to hit me.
Now, Casey, are you going to bless us with a national anthem performance before the start of a tournament this year?
Who knows? I never really know that until I show up to the ramp that morning.
We're pushing for it, Casey. Okay, we're voting. Everybody in this room just voted, so you've won the Caucus from the Outdoors with Larry Ray. So you've got
you even got my vote, Casey.
Oh my!
That sounds pretty good.
When it comes from Mark
the
Copley,
anglers have gotten to where they don't like me to sing it, because every time I do pretty good. So
well, we don't care what
lucky charm.
We don't care what the other ones feel. It's up between it's up to you to do this and everything. And to think, somebody told me you caught your first fish when you were 4 using a Zebco 33. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On Clark's Hill.
Oh, golly. Okay, so I caught my first fish with a Zebco 88, I think, back in 1944. So, no, the Zebco, when you caught that. But you've had a lot of things that have happened to you. Tell our listeners, we have a lot of young listeners out there, from Casey Ashley, about if they'd like to join this life that you've taken up. What advice do you give them?
I always tell them, education's first.
Yes.
If professional bass fisherman is something that you're interested in, definitely get your education, go on through, just like, that fishing's not an option. And if you really heart set, hell bent on being a professional bass fisherman, you need to, take some kind of marketing, business classes, and that'll prepare you for the business side of the fishing market. Because fishing isn't everything. You need to kind of learn how to handle yourself and deal with people and speak publicly, and that's the biggest part of it, rather than catching fish. So and then on the other side of it, if you really want to learn to be a professional fisherman, you'll learn real quick that whether you love it or you just like it.
There's two different things.
It'll take a toll on you.
Yeah.
Casey, talking about marketing, and of course, you are the face of your sponsors, in most cases, but you wear some of the finest sunglasses there are on the market today, right?
Absolutely. Costa sunglasses, Costa's been with me since I started my career, and a lot of my sponsors that I have now is the same way. Building relationships with companies like that, you don't really look at it like a sponsor. You look at it as a relationship, and, you have to work for them just like you would work to build your own name. So that's a big part of the fishing world. Get your sponsors, try to pick good ones, and be good to them, and they'll be good to you. And that's the best thing that's happened for me. Triton boats, Mercury engines, they've been with me since I started.
Yes.
Caught my first bass on a Zebco 33, and I'm sponsored by Quantum Zebco now. So it kind of all rolls back into play.
And we're talking to Casey Ashley, a notable graduate of Dixie High School. I love that. And Piedmont Technological College, because you got industrial electronics. You were really right about that. You were prepared not only for fishing, but you wanted to be ready for life, didn't you, Casey?
I did. Getting something to fall back on. See, I give the advice about the business and the marketing side of it because I didn't do that, and I wish I would have. But, I was ready because just like any professional sport, I mean, there's a lot of guys that try to do it and a lot of guys that don't make it.
Yes.
So you got to have something to fall back on.
Well, I think that you've handled this real well. This last year was a life-changing experience for you. How old are you now, Casey? Your early 30s? What are you now?
32. I turned 32 February the 1st.
Wow. Okay.
A baby.
A baby? 30? Well, just think what's happened between this last birthday and this one, though, Casey.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
it's been a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, it has. So, we appreciate you being on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and Ron will be over there at the Classic, and I
hope to catch up with you, Casey, and also with Kenzie, and we'll talk to her about how it's like to be traveling with a Bassmaster champion.
Yeah, there's not many of them. You go back and look, Casey. I mean, to see your name on that honor roll, there's a lot of them would give. Well, they probably wouldn't give an arm and a leg, but they sure give something. To be where you
are.
Leg. Yeah, they probably
Absolutely.
give a leg. Can't give away that.
Many Classic winners, and it's every fisherman's dream, and it was a dream come true. I tell people a lot of times, if I win 50 more, the first one will always be, the most memorable for the way it happened. Hometown, won it on a bait that my dad made. And
it was a magical time, and you've handled it really well, young man. I know there's a lot of folks wouldn't know how to handle it, but Ron has talked about this many times that. For a young guy, you stepped right up there and you've handled it, and you've been a champion for this past year, and we want to wish you nothing but success over there. When you get to Tulsa, just watch out for those troopers, okay? I mean,
well, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all having me.
All right, buddy. Have a great day. And Ron will see you over there. Thanks, Case. All right.
All right, see y'all.
All right. Great young man. And
super young man.
And we're going to roll them off here if everything goes right.
And let me add something, Larry. Casey and I have been good friends for a long time. I met him several years back, and he's not one of our guys, but if it's not going to be one of our guys that wins it, Casey's the one I want winning.
I think Kevin Van Dam, who we're hopefully having on the
Who's
show.
that?
He mentioned
He's
that he was proud. He was proud of the way Casey handled it. I've seen some quotes from Kevin talking about he was glad his good friend Casey Ashley won that. So,
Casey is one of the good ones in the industry.
Yeah. All right.
He's kept his boat at my house before.
He has.
Yep. He was here in town for something, didn't want to take his boat downtown, and I said, just park it in my house. So.
I heard you have good rental rates.
Now my kids are all
You
wearing
have good
coasters.
rental rates, right? I mean,
my kids went through his boat and took every pair of coasters he had in there.
Now we know it now. All right, let's take a break. This is Larry Ray on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we'll let Stuart take us out of here, Stuart.